Oh, hold on here. All right, which, come on, it won't stay in your hand? Guess not. All right, why are we crooked for? Why am I like this? Why are you like this? All right, I don't understand it. Do you? No, Mother, I don't. All right, Xena says, it's time for another YouTube live stream. And the first thing I'm going to say is that someone out there said, oh, the grounds to why YouTube live stream don't run on Microsoft Edge anymore because you don't got the newest Edge. Actually, I do have the newest Edge, and I've had it since March. I think Google, or YouTube, probably Google, made to pick whatever grounds that they just didn't want YouTube live stream to run off of Microsoft Edge. Even though it was the newest Edge out there, they just felt that it shouldn't run off it anymore. So if you already had Google Chrome or Mozilla Firefox or Apple Safari or Opera or all the other ones, you were good. So anyway, that got us to thinking why we haven't done any YouTube live streams or, in a long time. Just haven't been in the mood. Frightened that, if we do a YouTube live stream, somehow, some way, we're going to get flagged for not following YouTube followership oversight or something. Something that happened to Jordan, one of her films, way back. But since it was only a warning, no good standing was lost. Anyway, so I know that some of our we don't really have a lot of followers. We have like maybe 300, 301 followers, which as far as YouTube goes isn't a big thing. And I guess my show is not as, well, I guess I thought my shit would be big. I thought I'd come on and thought, oh, everybody would like this, but I guess not. Well, anyway, yeah, Mother, what you want to say is like this, Gabrielle. So we just haven't been in the mood lately, to do a YouTube live stream. You got to set time aside. You had to be in the mood for it. And we haven't been in the mood for it. So we're doing this now so we don't have to do a film on Sunday. So when we did the YouTube live streams, it was a way of doing a stead holder. Like, hey, we did a film, so we don't have to do one, So, anyway, Xena said, that got me to thinking, this whole thing with TikTok and TikTok not, being locked in many lands. Well, the owners of TikTok should have no one to blame except themselves for not following the laws of all the lands they'd be offshooting their webstead into, I know TikTok's going to say, oh, well, we're over in China and we have to follow their laws. Yeah, well, if you're offshooting into other lands, then your offshoot has to follow the laws of those lands. And TikTok has no one to blame except themselves for the hang-ups and the binds they put themselves on. So all these businesses and all these folks that went there thinking, oh, it was the shit. Oh, it's got more greater followership oversight, and their ownership law is what, well, I guess TikTok isn't flawless like you all said it was. But then again, we never worked on there. We don't have a wise far speaker. And TikTok is one of those websteads where it only runs off a wireless far speaker, which I don't understand that one. Can someone tell me why that is? Oh, well, someone might say, oh, well, more folks are on their far speakers than they're on their reckoners. That's shit and you know it. I think as much folks are on their reckoners as they are on their far speakers. So I don't know where that came from. That was just dumb. So, anyway, things are going the way they're going. Xena said, I'm doing well. Everyone's doing well. I have one follower. He or she hasn't left yet, which is a wonder in itself, you know. And some folks are like, oh, well, you would have gotten more followers if you would have told everyone you're going to be making a YouTube live stream. Well, we didn't know. All right. We didn't know we were going to do one today. If we known, we would have said something. But these YouTube live streams just come out of, luck. So it is what it is. Yeah, you're right, Gabrielle said. And this whole thing about, the illness, a sickness. I just think that at this time, yeah, in the beginning it was bad, and yeah, it's still bad. But I think now we know they know more about it than they did in the beginning. Oh, hi. Hi, friend. Yeah. So you're probably thinking, so I'm going to tell you this. You want to know, how do we get YouTube live stream to run off our HP Microsoft Windows 10 Reckoner with Microsoft Windows Edge? We had to put Google Chrome back on because apparently it seems that we got the up-to-date Microsoft Edge since March of this year. Apparently that new Edge wasn't good enough for the folks at Google, and they made it where all YouTube live stream can only run off of Google Chrome or Mozilla Firefox or Apple Safari or Opera or whatever. So we have the up-to-date one, but I guess it wasn't good enough for them, I guess. But then again, it's their YouTube live stream. They killed off Google Hangout. Oh yeah, Gabrielle. So remember, now it's a big thing. And everyone jumped on that. And then, YouTube live stream came along, and we knew one day that one was going to be phased, one was going to be, one was going to be thrown away for the other, and Google Hangout got the cut. Apparently the thing called Google Meet, which apparently doesn't run off of YouTube like Google Hangout did. But Google Hangout was all a headache. It was too much work. First, you had to go in and make the name of your film. Then you had to date everything. And you had to go through and put all this shit in, all your stuff in. Then you had to hit start filming, and you had to wait for that to start up. It wasn't just like where put the name in your film, hit start, boom, you're in. It wasn't as smooth as YouTube live stream is. So you're all wondering, is there going to be other folks on this film besides the two of us? Just me and my mother, Xena? Probably only the two of us, and it's getting hot in this room, so, which is sad. But it is what it is. No, that was never one of our fairways, but that was a troll of ours who had took two of our films. Well, actually, I don't care if he took our films. Who gives a shit about our ownership? But anyway, took one of our films and then started saying shit, putting words in our mouth in the other film. So that's not ours. It was never one of our fairways. Some leftover from the Sailor Moon Red 1 or Sailor Moon Red days. Oh, my fingers are aching now. But that was never one of our fairways. So you're probably think to yourself, yeah, all right. So you can see this is our room where we do and you can see we only have well, it was a mean thing. Keep in mind, back in the day, Dwayne had been called out, bullied, picked on, made fun of for doing Sailor Moon, which he still does to this day. Everyone thought he was a smooth goal. They wanted to bully him, pick on him for whatever grounds. Who knows if there was old dumb grounds anyway. And that was only about 7 years ago. So yeah, 7 years ago, 2008 or 28 YL to 20 free 20 sir between YL. So yeah, about 7 years ago. 7 years ago of sad behavior from folks who said they were grown up and folks who said that what Dwayne was doing was wrong, but they behaved even more wrong than he was. But that's all that was. But since then, we don't do nothing. We just lock them. We don't talk to them. We don't do nothing with them. And even though we've had a lot of other fairways over the years, Sailor Moons for Life, also known as Sailor Moon Tube 11, Power Rangers Red, now known as Power Rangers for Life, Jordan Long, TWF Wrestling, and Xena Pappas are the longest ones. Yep, there was Phoenix Chan, Lucia Kwan, that's gone. Godzilla Channel, gone. Sailor Moon Red, Sailor Moon Red 1, Sailor Moon's Best 1, Sailor Moon Best 2, Sailor Moon Tube, Sailor Moon Tube 1, 2, 3, 4, all gone. Also, Lucia Kwan, also Wu Yin Ten, gone. Hiroka Geisha's cool, gone. Mary Jane Royal, gone. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. Now my hands are aching. I can't really put these on a stand. That's the thing. I don't really have. Gabrielle, why do you have to have that thing in your bloody hand? I don't know. Comes from at least going from the first following up, the following four, I had it. Yeah, I did. Thank you for that. Anyway, Xena says, I'm not really big in my own followership. Like, I came on here like 7 years ago, and I thought, oh, well, we'll make a YouTube fairway with us in it, basing it off of Angry Grandpa, Psycho Mom, Psycho Dad, Lunatic Dad, and hell, and do some other things. And it just didn't really get on. I mean, okay, we got 300 followers, and I'm happy for that. But as far as being in the Xena followership, it's not a big thing. I know maybe it's a big thing if you're like show playing or something, but if you're doing this, no one does this what we do. Yeah, you're right about that, Gabrielle, says Mother. No one does what we do here. We used to ask folks, why don't you do a live film of what we do on here, but no one ever took us up on it. And I guess it's not a big. No, probably not. Yeah, well, too bad we don't go out there and, oh, didn't we? Well, yeah. Ow. I get it. It wants to come undone. You would think that I'm holding dolls all the time. You would think that my hand would be you'd think that my fingers would be good to this, but no. Yeah. But that was 7 years ago. Then, yeah, well, it is what it is. Yeah, it just, it is what it is. I'm happy for our work here. Might not be as big as others, and maybe no one out there is going to jump on this and do what we do, but it is what it is. No, I would never leave YouTube. You know, I would never leave YouTube. That's the thing. You always folks are coming and going. You know, they're leaving. They got their grounds, but I would never leave YouTube. All right. And that's probably something that probably made all of our haters mad, knowing that we were going to be here for the long run. Yeah, we weren't leaving YouTube. We're not going anywhere. And as far as the Atmos films go, you mean doing films that, well, first off, you got to, well, yeah, I guess we, what do you mean about doing Atmos films? Because there's always the YouTube followership oversight, YouTube oversight. Well, not so much ownership law, because what we do on our films is never going to be, oh, never gonna, that's never going to be a thing. And everyone keeps everyone, like, you know, talks about that. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. So, all right, I guess I got to pull the fan in. Hold on here. So, I got to go. We got to get the fan in. It's starting to get hot in here. Well, why are we doing this YouTube live stream today? Oh, so we don't have to do one on Sunday. Yeah. Yeah, because you would think that the wind chiller would do all that. But the sad thing is, the wind chiller doesn't seem to do everything. So anyway, you probably hear it. If you do, you don't. So what else do I want to say? Oh, so I got one thumb up. Now there's always going to. Now here's the thing. Xena says, I always wish. Why do I? Everyone knows I'm talking, so why do that? It's a mistake. Anyway, so here's the thing. You know, when you're a YouTube mate, you get this thing called over talk or over speak, which isn't really a big deal. Oh yeah, well, I guess it is a big deal, but it is what it is. And I know that the one is got, yeah, so it is what it is. But it's like, oh, so what's the big unlikeness between overtalk and the non-overtalk? Oh, someone can give you gouged. Yeah, I'm sure they can. For those mates out there that run their YouTube websites as businesses. Well, thank you. And here's the one little thing. You might, Gabrielle, what? I'm going to say this now. Okay, so, all right, so here it is. You're probably like, oh, why? So someone told me, this goes back to, I don't know, a long time back. Someone said, you know why you have to use Google, get to work with Google Chrome and Mozilla Firefox and Apple Safari? Because Google pulled out on Microsoft Edge, the new Edge that we had since March. So if you gotta do a YouTube live stream, it either has to be Chrome, Firefox, Safari, Opera, because apparently the new Edge doesn't meet it anymore. And someone said, "Oh, you don't got the new Edge," but we do. We've had the new Edge since March. We actually had to unput the new Edge when we got this reckoner back in March. So here's another thing. You know that you got the Flash player coming to an end on December 31st. And the websteads out there have to allot to a new player, I guess called the 5TM player. And everyone thinks, oh, do we have to do it? No. I think the websteads have to unput the new player. Because I look everywhere on my Reckoner, Windows 10, everywhere on my running setup, Windows 10, and nowhere does it say Oh, you got Flash on your record. No, apparently the Websteads have to. Seems like the Websteads have to unput the new player. You know, WWE, Netflix, Hulu, Crockle, Voodoo, Toby, even Microsoft News. They all unput the new player. Grant it's their offshoot of their player, but they'll put on the new player. So I guess YouTube is going to unput the new player one day too. And thank you for coming on my YouTube live stream. No, no. This isn't. We're not talking about the Wayne's brother Scott. First off, he makes fairways, and then when he doesn't get folks watching, he doesn't. He takes the films down or whatever he does. But I believe he's had one film up. It might not be up anymore, but at one time it was Batman and stuff. I don't know what he's doing. But I know Batman was in one of the films. I don't know what he's doing now. He says he's going to do some wrestling with the toys or something. I don't know. But the thing with him is when he doesn't get a lot of looking and watching or whatever the grounds is, when something doesn't work out right for his films, he just shuts the fairways down. So I don't know. He might have the fairway still up, but there might not be nothing on him. So I don't know. And it's really not using the stead to talk about his business. What he does on his own YouTube is his own business, but I don't know. Well, that's hard to tell. I mean, yes, he does have more than one channel, but he doesn't really do nothing with a lot of them. I mean, yeah, he did do one with Batman, and we're in one time. If that film's still up, I don't know. But we're not talking about that. But anyway, it is what it is. So, yeah, someone didn't answer me about Flash Player. I guess it's the Websteads. They gotta unput the Flash. They're gonna unput the new player because we don't. But I'm not sure if that film is still up there or not. So your guess is good as mine. Yeah, well, guess what? The Websteads have to unput it. We don't. It's up to the Websteads to jump to the new player, the 5TM player. The Websteads have to unput the new player, not us. So there's probably folks who are going around saying, I guess I have to unput the new player. Well, first off, if you didn't unput any of the players on your then if you didn't put any of the players on there, then you don't have to unput the new ones. So like one day you'll come on YouTube and you'll probably see some new player which will start showing up. I don't know when. I'm guessing YouTube's still working on their offshoot of the player, but they have up until at least December 31st, and that's when Google and Microsoft and Apple will phase it off. So I'm guessing by that time YouTube's going to probably have their offshoot of whatever the FTM player is. So now I got like 4 followers on here. Are we going to do anything else here? I don't know. I don't know. So we got 4 followers, 2 thumbs up. And why haven't we been doing any YouTube live streams? 1, haven't been in the mood. You got to put a lot of time aside to make one. 2, You have also being frightened of being flagged for not for frightened for being striked on for not following YouTube followership oversight, which would just be a warning if it actually did truly happen. And I guess just, I don't know. You know, when you like more than one thing, and then you're frightened that that more than one thing, if you like something else, it's going to overtake whatever thing you like. I don't know what you're talking about. Have you ever wondered how it'd be like to live life as a hot dog? I don't know. If that's what you're asking, Gabrielle, I don't know. If that's what you're asking, I don't know. I don't know either. And I'm shutting this fan off, blowing my hair. And then I just bumped my web shooter, which I didn't want to do, but then it fucking happened when it happened. All right, you take a break. I'll be back in soon. Now I gotta see what I'm gonna do here. Well, when you got two hands, the only thing you can do. Whoa. Ah! Yeah. Yeah. Gabrielle, why? I don't know. It just will not be in my hand. Ugh. Yeah, well, thank you for that. All right. I've heard of Dark Galaxy. He's one of our followers. And good to see you on here, Christopher. Good to see you here too. Oh. Hold on. I guess we're going to have to put film on her hand so stop coming out. Stop doing that. Now it wants to be it. Now it's a hang up. Now it's a hang up now. Because the film thing, this is sticky film, but I guess it's not strong enough. Guess not, Gabrielle said it's not strong enough. You know, it is what it is. Always blowing my hair around. You know? Oh, how about I just open up the windows and shut them when the wind chiller comes on. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know this is boring to some folks out there. Some folks who scaled the film shifting tool be like, oh, let me shift that shit up. But that's not us. All the film shifting tools out there are like a friend who has some strengths and weaknesses. It's like, well, I can do this and this, but my weakness might be cutting out shit. So anyway, it is what it is, you know. Yeah. Why's your fairway named orange box, but it's highlighted? Um, that's good to know. That's good if you named your YouTube fairway that, or you got some other YouTube fairway called that. I guess good for you then. So it is what it is, though. Anyway, what else? So yeah, we've been doing very well, and film shifting tool, a tool that helps you shift and your films and clean your films and all that stuff. And every one of them like has a weakness. Like it's like at the end of the day, it's like, oh, I can make your films brighter, make them darker, put some outstanding drawings, put your name on it. Oh, you want to cut your film out? Oh, well, then you're going to ask for a hang up. Yeah, that was Microsoft Filmmaker. The ArcSoft ones are like, I can only make your films bright, make them dark, and put some outstanding drawings on it. I can't cut nothing out. And that was the ArcSoft film webcam friend, web shooter friend, and film for layer. And then Cyberlink was like, all I can do is just make films. I'm broke. Don't blame me, blame Acer. They gave me the shitty one. And don't get me started. Mackie Cam would be fought with bad too. So it would be Sony Vegas. So it would be, I don't know, the Apple iFilm would be the same way. Yeah, I don't care if it's freeware or not. You just throw a film in, you fuck it up, and you learn from there. And even if you did all that stuff, it is what it is. I don't do that because this is lifelike. Yeah, I know haters. They want a truthful interweb with none of this stuff. And oh, we only like films and do this shit. Yeah, I bet. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, because that's all it does. They never really worked right, so that's why we don't do it. Unless someone has all the time in the world and they want to play around with their film shifting tools and stuff, then go for it. But we don't want to. You know? So that's why we don't do it, Gabrielle said. Well, we never did it. You know? And it is what it is. They used to always say, oh, film shifter's your friend. Yeah, the friend that could only like help you with some things and go and help you with everything. But it is what it is. You know? But so yeah, I did. So here's what it is. Our show is still on, still on Amazon, still on Vudu, still on Google Play and Apple iTunes, still on Comcast, still on YouTube, on Hulu again as far as Hulu live stream goes. And it's all, and that's, it's on NBC.com, sci-fi.com. Sci-fi airs it again every Thursday. I should be happy about that. But I watch it on a disc, you know. Yeah, don't forget, Zenith, every once in a while the LLC player has a hang up or doesn't want to put loudness in your stuff, so you got to take the disc out and put it again. And there's some folks out there who they say they know what's ill in your reckoner, but they don't know. Someone said, oh, whatever locks up, hit all those things. Well, guess what? You can't wake it up when it locks up. Oh, and someone says, oh, well, you don't got the new up-to-date edge. We do. Or it'd be someone out there that like says something like, oh, well, if you would, if You know, if you take out one player, the media player, multiplayer, and you leave the other one, it'll become the default. They're coded on like. Yeah, that's true. The VLC player only plays films, and multi only does songs. They're filmed on like. And unless you're a really good hacker, that's the only way you're going to get that one player to take on both things. Which none of us are actually good at. So we always go through and clean all the things. Yep. Well, so one way we make sure it runs longer is that we always go through and clean out everything on temporary files, the way we call them. Then we go through and clean shit out of Explore, out of Edge and Chrome. We clean that shit also out of that, out of System Attack, Norton stuff all the time. But if it wants to have a hang up, it's going to have a hang up. But it is what it is. And we probably do a lot more than most folks do. Good luck about what? Well, it is what it is, you know. I don't know. So, yeah. And there's what else? Well, that's good to know. Good job for you. Good luck on that. I hope that all works out for you. You know? Yeah, I like it. I like your likeness. I think it's good. That's a good job. You know, good luck with that. I like it. It works. Yeah, just don't. Yeah, you might have you. Yeah, you. That's probably the only thing it actually took. You probably had to fight YouTube's thing when it had to fight YouTube when it came to your wall sheet of your fairway, but when it came to your real likeness, I took. And then they'll say, "Oh, you can brand or whatever you want your fairways." Every time I seek to do, every time I seek to do that, every time I seek to do that. You know what, Gabrielle? Something wrong with the film on your leg. Yeah, every time I used to want to do that, it was like, here, you can have the logo of your fairway right underneath your films, or right, on the side of your film, so folks can click on your film and follow you. YouTube would always say, "Oh, it's too big. Oh, it's too small." So don't give me that shoe stand if it doesn't work. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to do something. Hold on here. When are we going to see them fight? Show. I guess there's nothing wrong with that. I don't know if I'm in the mood to do any of that stuff. Yeah. But it is what it is. So, yeah, the 4 followers left, and it is what it is, I know I have 5 followers now. So, yeah. Well, Mother, you've been talking about all kinds of things. Yes, I have. And it might not be. Well, that's it. I am not gonna get in a hang up with YouTube over letting someone say something bad in my shout out box, and then they hope that I get myself in a bind with them by saying something about it on my YouTube film live stream, which happened to Jordan once. What is this all about? Oh yeah, I guess now I guess I'm gonna have to lock someone else then. I gotta get that out of there. There we go. Yeah, well, that happened to Jordan once. Someone said something. Well, that happened to Jordan once. So she made a YouTube live stream one time, and someone said some stuff on it. And then Jordan's like, I can't talk about that stuff. And somehow, some way, Jordan said, "Why should I be taught?" And what? And then somehow she said, "I'm not going to talk about it." And someone went through and then told YouTube about it. And somehow that live stream was seen as not following followership oversight. So if anyone out there who thinks we're going to be dumb enough to put ourselves in a bind, think again. Yeah. Because it is what it is. I just do it myself. If you make someone else be an overseer of your live stream, he or she's not going to know what to look for. So they're just going to get it in their head that they're just going to lock whoever they want to lock. They don't know. It's like, oh, you make someone you trust be one of your overseers of your shout out box, like I said, but then they don't know what to look for. So then their mind, they just go around and, oh, well, someone likes to write in caps. Oh, that's yelling. But how do you know? Unless you see the little thing with the circle, the little dirt thing, the round thing with the line or whatever you want to call it, then or something. So yeah, there's always got to be someone there. So I just do it myself. Because if you don't tell them what to look for, they won't do it themselves. So I'll do it myself because they don't know what to look for. Yeah, Gabrielle said one time we did. One time we did have someone be one of our shout out box overseer, what do you want to call them. And he said, well, you should have locked him. Well, you didn't tell me. So that's why I just will do it myself. And I had 5, and now it gets pushed back to 2. They get shoved back to 2. Now, if this was Scott or anyone else, they'd be getting all work about it. You know? But I just say it's a YouTube mistake that happens from time to time on the live stream that makes you believe that you had 5 followers and makes you believe all of them went away when they probably didn't. And even if folks do leave a YouTube live stream, I know folks probably truly do it. It's like, yeah, some folks can't watch a long film. I understand that. And it is what it is. And they gotta go and do something else. They own their own business. Good for them. But there are some folks out there, well, they'll take that as they won't like that. They'll get mad over that. Not me. But there are some folks out there who will think, oh, you're playing games with them. Oh, you're following them, and now you're playing games with them. You're making them think they're getting big on a live stream and they're not. So But that's not me. I don't care about that. Then once again, we do got to say how we're sad about way back. This may have been months ago. Um, and there really no need to even say we're sad about it, 'cause we probably did. But let's just say let's just say that whatever it was about, it's done. It was about asking for stuff that we shouldn't have been doing. I know anytime you ask someone for something, you get a bad name for taking it upside on folks and stuff. And then we would say are sad. So the whole thing that happened way back months ago, that's all done. So I think only Christopher would know what we're talking about. But anyway, it is what it is, and we don't need to go there. We already talked about that. And everyone's asking always about Sailor Moon. They go, "Oh, this Gabrielle." They always ask, "Where's Sailor Saturn? We don't have her doll." That's the thing. They keep talking about it. I go, "Where's that? We don't have the doll." So unless we have her doll, we can't really do anything with her. And I know it's going to come. And this is say, "Oh," and this is probably when one of the haters will probably say something like this. You know how the haters always look out and they want to say shit. And then someone's going to say, "Oh, you're going to ask for that. You're going to take the upside on someone." That's probably what some hater out there would you believe. No, I'm not going to ask for someone for that. At least no, I'm not doing that today. But everybody asks about where Sailor Saturn's at for the Sailor Moon stuff, and that's why we don't have her doll. So it is what it is. So we have 5 thumbs up, and we have 5 followers, even though YouTube flawed up, made a mistake, and made us think that we only had 2. Maybe they all left, and it is what it is. So I don't really know how long we're going to do this live stream for. Most folks, they have some cool thing going on, So, yeah, no one ever asked me about Dylan. Dylan's doing good, Xena says. No one asked, but anyway, he's doing well. Yeah, Gabrielle said, Dylan is doing very well. So anyone who hasn't asked yet, there, I did it for you. So, and they took away the timer too. No, the timer's still there. It's still there. The one little thing one should know if one's doing a YouTube live stream in 1080p, it takes about a whole day just for it to be playable for you to either, unput it as a playlist or to beloved it, but to watch it, it already works. But if you want to have it where you can unput it as one of your films, or if you want it, whatever, then it takes about a whole day. Something that folks who do 1080p films, who do YouTube live streams, probably already know. Well, it looks like I might have to go now. Everyone else is going somewhere else. So I just want to thank everyone for coming on this YouTube live stream, even though it only lasted an hour. And our oldest live streams used to go a lot longer than that. But you're busy in Ifend, and we're busy in Ifend. All right, I'm Xena. I'm Gabrielle. We'll see you later.